Good evening, Hobby World. Thanks for joining us live tonight for episode 76 of Personal Rips and Hobby Chat. Joining me tonight, as always, is Ken at Beans B Card Blog. I am Herman, aka 3B Collections. We're here on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about our hobby and yours. Feel free to join into the conversation in the chat. How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Ken?
Hey, did you know the next season of Cobra Kai comes out in early September?
I do. Can't wait.
I did not know. I figured it was going to be right after the new year. But no, I looked it up earlier, and it was just, what a happy surprise.
Yeah, I think they filmed those two seasons, the last season and this one, like back to back.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Definitely excited.
Because the last season came out late because of the whole COVID mess or something. It was something like that. Because I think I mentioned this on here, but a guy that I actually went to high school with was an extra in the last one.
Oh, I think you told us on the show or you told me that, because that definitely sounds familiar.
Yeah, he actually owns a dojo here locally, and he's a big. He's been to all sorts of competitions, and he actually trains like MMA fighters and stuff now. But yeah, and I mean, when he told me that he was going to be an extra, I thought, you might see him pop in a time or two here and there. But when I tell you, he was in about every other scene. When he was at the tournament, he was in about every scene in the background. It's like he was there, and he's hard to miss. Long black hair, slim, just looks like he looks like a karate dude, if you want to say.
Did he scream, "Put him in a body bag"?
No, he didn't. Man, look at Dan's background, man.
Man, Dan is living the high life,
ain't he? Where you at, Dan?
This is my oldest sister's house.
Oh, that's wow. A lot of green back there.
Is that the ocean behind you?
Yes, Pacific Ocean. Yes.
Okay.
Let me turn this around. I forgot how to turn this around. Let me turn my camera.
I like the other view better.
This is the backyard.
That's awesome.
Which Pacific Ocean is it?
This is La Jolla. It's a nice part of San Diego.
My dad jokes game is strong today.
Yeah, that is a beautiful scene.
Yeah, they're doing well for themselves.
I don't think I would leave my back deck if my backyard looked like that.
What is it there, like 73 degrees every day of the year?
Yeah, more like that. Yeah.
So we got Matt with us. Welcome. Ed. Victor, what's up? Mickey. John's in the house. Whoop, hey, somewhere. There he is. Bo. Glad you jump in. And before we get started, I've got to kind of put this disclaimer out there. We in no way claim to be professionals, nor to know it all, or to know anything at all. We are only here to talk about our hobby and have fun.
But Dan is the expert of the show.
Dan would be the expert of the show.
Why is that?
Because you're Dan.
He's a world traveler, man.
And I definitely owe Dan a thank you video because I did.
I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for you to release that.
Yeah, I haven't done videos in a couple of weeks. I don't know, 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. But we are no experts.
Someday I'll be back.
Nor do we know it all. That's why we rely on chat to carry us through the hour. So
I get all my information from social media.
Hey, that's the best place for it. Because if it came off the internet, it's got to be true.
Absolutely.
So we had a couple of things to talk about. I mean, tonight kind of fell through. I got my dates mixed up, so we kind of pinched and jumped through a couple of things together, which I think will probably carry us through the hour and probably then some. Is if the past holds up to what it has been. So vanity show. This is a vanity show. Yeah, we're just gonna sit here and watch Dan eat with the beautiful scenery he has in California. Well, one of which is what's up, Steph? Steph's in the chat now. Steph is traveling across country by road for the national. That's
dedication.
That's friggin' awesome.
Ooh.
That's my way of traveling. I mean, I have flu now, but I always prefer the road because look how much he's. I mean, look what he's experiencing. I mean, how many states is he driving through? 6, 7?
Too many.
That's like when I drove to San Antonio. We made a point to stop in every state, whether we need to or not, just to kind of stretch our legs and see the scenery. And
I think my cutoff now is 10. If I have to drive more than 10 hours, I'm flying.
Yeah, San Antonio is a little more than 10 hours, so.
Because you can do 10 in one. I can do 10 in one day.
Hey, Bo, Ken, how far are you from the Dallas Car Show driving?
About an hour.
1 hour.
Yeah, it's up in North Dallas, or north of Dallas, I guess. It's definitely not North Dallas, but yeah, it takes me about an hour to get there. Now, on the off months when it's in Arlington, it takes me like 10 minutes to get there. That's pretty nice. Real nice.
So two of the three of us in here have been to the Madison Car Show.
Right. When you going, Ken?
I don't know, man. I got the Dallas show.
I haven't been to yet, so
I would like to go. That'd be nice.
I would too. So real quick, we got.
Remember, it's Wisconsin, so there's only 2 months of the year I can even go because they're under 3 feet of snow for the other 10 months.
We got birthday boy in the chat. There you go. Happy birthday.
Oh. Hey, happy birthday. Yes, I'm like you, John. I'm not a journey guy. I'm a destination guy. I concur with that statement.
Victor says he's drove from San Francisco to Chicago. Never again.
Wow, that's a long drive. I drove from Seattle to Chicago when I moved back to Chicago.
I did here to Indianapolis. Never again.
Oh, okay. So Steph said they didn't drive straight through to Atlantic City. They called a plane from Cleveland to Philadelphia, if I'm reading that right.
Somebody got a map so they can diagram that?
What's the question?
No, I was just reading.
Talking about all the places they drove: Louisville, Dayton, Detroit, Cleveland, flew to Philadelphia, 2 trains to Atlantic City, back to Philadelphia.
Sheesh.
That's like some Cannonball Run stuff there.
Yeah. Trains and automobiles. Yeah.
That's a journey for sure. It's one to talk about. All right, so
I've had 5 flights so far on my vacation.
Oof.
I was gonna say you've kind of bounced all over the place this year.
I have 2 more flights.
2 more flights.
That's if I want to see all my sisters.
Is that before you head back, or is that?
All right, so I go from Seoul to this year I went from Seoul to San Fran to LA. That was part of that was just getting the US. I might have been able to buy nonstop, but my ticket was already enough. And then I went from San Fran to Chicago to Boston, to Manchester, New Hampshire, then Boston to San Diego. Then, and Friday, I go from LA to San Fran to Seoul, and then on my way back again. Oof. It can be tiring, yeah.
Yeah. So about the time George shows up in the States, you're heading out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. I'm tired just reading and listening to all the places that I've seen so far tonight.
John says he gets lost walking through his mailbox. I can see that. Which seems to me like John spends more time away from home than he does at home. So Getting lost at home would be easy.
Yeah.
That's something I couldn't do.
Can't find his way home.
I'm a homebody for sure. I couldn't imagine having a job that kept me on the road or in the air that much.
Well, I heard a rumor that the 2024 card show was going to be in Hartwell, Georgia.
Nah. It might be a card show, but it won't be the card show. It probably won't even be a card show.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess, let's see. Jenny said that she had a meeting and she may pop in late. So if you want, Ken, we'll start off with your poll question that you had. That it's been up for a while now. So
yeah, I retweeted a lot during the first couple weeks, but then the last couple weeks since we haven't been able to make it happen, I did not get it out there. But are you gonna pull it up?
Yeah, I'm there.
Oh, okay.
Here it is now.
All right.
There we go.
So I can't read the screen, so let me pull it up on mine.
Yeah.
So I had a 2-part question. How long have you been collecting? And then, knowing what you do now, if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? And with the disclaimer that I'm not looking for things that will just make you have more financial gain. And it seemed like we had didn't we have a lot of replies to that? I don't know if you want to scroll through a few of them.
Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. So Steph says 1996 or so, and his suggestion to himself would be buy singles, not products, which I 100% agree with.
And his reply actually is what my reply would have been had I seen the question was someone else's. Mm-hmm. And that's what got me thinking is, what kind of collection could I had if I hadn't wasted so much money on opening boxes throughout the years? And I'm not saying never open a box. I'm just saying, going and playing that gamble or going and playing that slot machine, trying to hit it big. What kind of collection could you have? I mean, and then as I said, I've been collecting for 35 years without stop. That's a lot of boxes over 35 years.
Yep.
When I got back into the hobby around 2012, I mean, I'm not counting like junk wax. I never bought a box because I've always been a player collector, and I know better than to buy a box just to try to hit a guy. So I would just buy singles.
I wish I had been that smart. I mean, I really didn't kind of start drilling into that until about the last 5 or 6 years. I've done better about not buying unopened product. Again, you every once in a while, you want to open a couple blasters from Walmart or whatever, but
yeah, and a lot of the consensus was the same. I mean, even the legendary Frank King said he's been collecting 33 years, and his suggestion to his older self would be don't spend money on hoping to get a hit. Take your box money and save it up and get the one card. Buy your hits. You'll end up being happier with your collection in the long run.
Yeah, I was shocked that, I would say it was a very solid majority of the responses to question B, were kind of what you said. It was, buy the cards you want or collect the things you love. Don't, as opposed to just buying stuff to flip or busting wax, things like that.
I mean, I don't see, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't, with the way box prices are, depending on the product you want, it just seems like buying a box is you're only trying, it's only for hits, nothing else. I mean, people don't really buy boxes to build sets now, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just hoping for that big hit. And what are your odds on that big hit? Probably not too far off from what it was winning Mega Billion the other night.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then you got some that's let's see, this Terry Deck So he's been off and on since 1965. He says his suggestion would be when you become a teenager or are not interested in cards, keep them. Don't let your mom give them to your nephews. And Angela says document the journey more. Says she's enjoyed the ride more than holding onto the actual stuff. I could see that. Then John says buy more vintage and sock it away. Open with way less wax.
Yeah, I mean, the buy it and sock it away, that almost sounds like, advice for how to make money. So
Right. Yeah.
not really what I was looking for.
Right.
Didn't really read the question all the way through.
So let's see.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I was surprised that, I figured there was going to be a lot of different, what would you do different? What would you do differently?
Yep. Yes, fan says stop buying packs, boxes, and focus on single pieces sooner. So he missed out on so many pieces of memorabilia when he was focused on the split. Yes, I mean a lot of it. It's the majority of it. What you had some in here that like you said, didn't read through the question all the way, and they're talking about buying up the Trout rookies and don't sell the 52 mantles, which that's not necessarily flipping. That's if you know now what you know, if you knew then what you know now, you wouldn't put the mantle in your bite spoke. You put it up, but.
And even saying buy a mantle, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean you want to flip it because, hey, who wouldn't love to have a 52 mantle in their collection?
Right.
Even if it's not the rookie.
True.
I didn't know if I was curious what your thoughts were too. What do you guys, how would you guys do? Dan, you said, since you come back, you don't buy boxes, so that wouldn't be your piece of advice. So, what would your piece of advice, or what would you tell your younger self?
Good question. What would I tell my younger self? I'm not sure what I would. To be honest, I'm not sure because I don't know that.
Buy less quantities, so you didn't have to drag it all around the world.
I guess maybe. Dan are going to be moving across the other side of the world, so be careful what you're going to buy. Mm-hmm. Because you're spending money shipping it to yourself.
Just make sure you can fit it in your back. Whatever your collection is, just make sure you can fit it in your backpack.
And or carry on, yeah. Or
yeah, exactly. So you don't have to check it. Yeah, you don't want to check it.
My bags took an hour the other day.
Oof. They were an hour behind you.
No. They were on the plane. They just were short-staffed, so we were standing in a baggage claim for an hour.
Gotcha.
It's annoying.
So one of my Facebook friends, somebody I went to school with, flew to Europe a couple weeks ago and got you remember all that luggage that got stuck in London? Yeah, I think hers was part of that. So what about you, Herman? What would you go back? Would you go back and piece of advice would you give your new hobby self?
I don't know that I would necessarily give advice to change anything as far as the way I collected. Other than, and I'll come back to that, other than the fact that I would have started my 72 set sooner than I did. As far as I started in 09 and just finished it in 2022, I may have started a lot sooner instead of putting it off. But the reason why I say I wouldn't change the way I collected, which back when I first started collecting, I was like everybody. I wanted this, I wanted that, I wanted this player, that player, and not really focused on one or maybe say a team. But even though I did have, I've always collected Dan Murphy along with a bunch of others. Now I will say that after the 96 strike, I focused more on getting some of the bigger just rookies and second year cards. And then it progressed more once I came back to just narrowed it down to one team, and at the time one player, which has become two players since then. But And the reason why I say that is I look back at when I was collecting in, I enjoyed it. So I mean, everybody always says, collect what you enjoy. Well, at that time, I enjoyed that. So, why would I want to tell myself now, back then, to not do that if that's what made me happy?
Well, I guess you are the other person that did it right all along. If you can't really say you don't have any regrets, or you wouldn't go back and tell yourself anything.
Did you guys buy?
I envy
Did you guys
that.
buy?
I like everybody else, I would have opened less boxes and just spent more time buying the cards I wanted. But at the same time, boxes back then were $15, $20 a box.
And I definitely, that is a disclaimer that I didn't mention. Yeah, I mean, it was one thing when I was opening boxes of 87 tops that cost us $18.
Yeah.
I mean, but at a certain point, we should have stopped.
Question: When you guys bought those wax boxes in 87, 88, 89, whenever you bought those, whether it was at a card show or a flea market or something, when you bought those boxes, was your intention to build a set, or are you just trying to get hits? I don't know that.
I was building sets.
I was building sets. I mean, because I'd been about 10 years old.
I mean, obviously, you're thinking about getting. Oh, I want to hit that Conseco All-Star Rookie Cup or
Jackson
or whoever. But you did have the intention of, right when you finish opening the pack, you're collating the set in your storage box.
You know which one was elusive for me? Was the 1988 Donruss Greg Jeffries. I mean, I feel like I had a full monster box of doubles before I ever pulled the first Greg Jeffries.
I'll tell you one better. I don't think I've ever opened the pack and pulled an 87 Bo Jackson tops.
So you never finished the 87 top set as a kid?
No, I finished the set, but I don't think as well as I can remember.
Had to trade for it or something.
Yeah, as well as I can remember from back. Matter of fact, I know I traded for it because I traded my cousin for it because he didn't really collect cards, but I talked him into buying a few packs when we went to the Eckerd's drugstore next to the grocery store where my mom and my aunt always bought the groceries. So, his mama gave him $1 and I talked him into buying 3 packs because they was 3 for $1.
What a little jerk.
We're sitting here opening them and I remember we were sitting on the sidewalk, sitting and waiting on our mamas to get out of the grocery store, and we're sitting there opening them, and he pulls the Bo Jackson. And I start shuffling through, and I'm like, I pick out like 7, 8 cards. I trade you these for that card. But to this day, and that may be my punishment for doing that, but I don't think I ever pulled a Bo Jackson out of an 87 tops pack. I even just last year or year before last, just opened a cello pack box of 87 tops and still never pulled one.
Still stymied.
Karma's
a bitch, man.
That was my karma for suckering my cousin out of a Bo Jackson Future Star.
Oh, there's my alarm. We got 5 minutes for the auction to end.
Hey, go get them.
What are you? Can you tell us where you're bidding on, or tell us in 5 minutes?
I'll tell you in 5 minutes. I'll tell you in 4 minutes and 46 seconds.
All right, I have a feeling it's NASCAR.
Could be not.
It's going to be what's his name? The popular driver you like. That's my guess.
Danica Patrick.
All right. So while he's watching his auction, let's go back. Let's see. So Bo says.
Okay. I'll say you better not be trying to out me, trying to find it on eBay and post.
No. Bo says he'd tell his 2017 Bo to organize your damn Cubs and collection now. It'll be a whole lot worse in a few years when you have 825,000. Yeah. It says Zach says I told Bo the other day the same thing. I kicked myself for not getting back in earlier because of how much fun we've had and the friendships we've made. But everything happens for a reason. #Scratcher.
I should pull I should pull a Brian Gray and say I spent about $21 at the Madison Car Show.
Yeah. You went to the Madison Car Show and only spent $21?
Around there, because it was mostly just small racks for you guys. I didn't. Well, you guys know what I collect. Nothing's gonna. They won't have anything I need.
Yeah, you're not gonna find anything here. And even if you could, it's not like you can take back, a monster box of stuff.
Right.
It definitely, has to, affect how you and George collect. Just location.
Right. So here's Mark. What's up, Mark? So Mark wants to say everybody kind of wants to know what your opinion is as far as what you would go back and tell your younger self about collecting.
What do you think Mark had for breakfast?
Flapjacks.
I had flapjacks. He did not.
Bacon and eggs.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Grits.
Well, it's made from eggs.
Cheese.
No.
Omelet.
Cheese ain't made from eggs.
I'm pretty sure he had an omelet. I could be wrong.
Well, that's eggs.
Well, I meant it's made from eggs. That doesn't count.
So an omelet's not an egg. It's made from eggs.
It's both.
Yeah, but when you say eggs, you're not thinking omelet.
Did his omelet have bacon in it? But it was in the omelet, so it's not bacon?
2 minutes remaining on the timer.
I really set gauge in that one.
2 minutes. All right. Mark might not be able to answer.
This is scintillating YouTube right now.
Well, let's cover your topic.
The trading card database.
Yeah, TCDB.
All right.
We're 27 in, right?
Yep. Mark says now. Mark wants to know what the question was. All right, real quick, Mark, and then we'll start on this. Ken had posted on Twitter. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah, probably about 3 weeks.
2-part question. How long have you been collecting? And what everybody in here kind of was interested in what you thought was knowing what you do now. If you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be? Not looking for anything resulting in financial gain. Did I say that right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, then, while we wait on Martin to reply and Ken to pick up his latest item on eBay, my original intention was to try to get a few people on here because the topic in the DM chat today kind of leaned pretty heavy toward trading card database. And there was a couple comments where I know Jenny said that she just deleted hers altogether because she kind of lost focus on where she was going with how she was putting her stuff in and started over. And I think Bo said he started over. Then you got people like Cooter that he must have won. Hey, that's like watching people scratch lottery tickets on the internet.
I was actually the only bidder.
Oh, nice. Good job.
But I was still trying to snipe it. Just in case.
Always. Oh, you're using Snipe now. Awesome. I'm proud of you.
No, I did it myself. I sniped.
Oh, never mind. I take that back.
No, I don't cheat.
That's not cheating.
If I can't win it on my own, then I don't need it.
Would that not be like using a bot?
I suppose.
Oh, it's a bot. It's a bot. Never thought of it that way, but good call.
But not. But like I said, you have like the ones that's been on a while and using it, and some's like just deleting their account and redoing, starting over, and then you have people like Cooter. And there was one other that I think Ed that was just getting started, and I just figured it'd be. I was hoping to get everybody together and maybe kind of get some questions asked and answer some questions as far as for people that's used it for a while. But you use it, but you said you only use it to list your PC players, right? Dan?
Yes. Yeah, my Mark Burley, he's hung up, and whatever Japanese cards or Japanese rookies or Korean cards or Korean rookies that I have, I just basically check it saying I have it, and that's pretty much it. I've done one trade on there for the time I've been on there.
So you list your PC. You don't actually like list your extras and stuff on there either.
No. I have zero interest in doing that because because of what I collect is so minimal, so narrow. I think it'd be a waste of my time.
Yeah.
And again, you're not, it's not cheap to do even small trades for you. So,
right. I mean, it's not like you throw a couple of commons in a PWE and get rid of it for 50, what is it, 58 cents now?
I think it's 60 now.
Yeah. Well, I would before COVID. George can attest to this. Before COVID, I could ship you I could ship you guys a card for $1. But once COVID hit, everything went up to like $20-$25 because they no longer did economy shipping.
So is that still shut down?
Still going on, and just like US, Korea is getting a lot of COVID positives with this new variants. But to be honest, I have been dreaming about the day that it goes back to economy shipping, so I can do that.
So do y'all receive economy shipping or just?
Well, if I receive anything from my friend in Alabama, he ships USPS Global, I think, in like a bigger box for me because he saves up like 2 or 3 months worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I want to actually do a video. I was going to do it today, but a lot of you guys were live today. But I got a bunch of Burleys in my news, so I'll do a new Burley video soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't use it anymore, but I definitely was using it there for a while. I mean, I think I'm in the high 30s on trades, but just with card purges and stuff like that. Like I've had to empty out my traders so many times, and I've probably started completely over at least 3 times. And as good as it is, you know how long it can take to get all that stuff entered on there. That's definitely the one negative. Is it is time consuming to get all that on there. But once you do, once you only got to put it on once. It's not like you're selling something and a listing expires and you have to go relist it manually.
Well, you guys saw all the cards I had posted on my. I was selling some cards when I was in Chicago because I had access to all my Mattingly cards. I had like 10 Donruss rookies. I had 5 O-Pee-Chee, 5 Topps 84s, 10 flares. And I tried to sell them on Facebook in the Don Mattingly group, but no bites. But I would do that for TCDB if it was economy shipping. I would take the cards with me and then just ship them $1 overseas.
What's up, Zach?
Do you still have one of those 87, 84 Donruss?
Well, not on me. They're back in Chicago. I will next August. I will.
All right.
So what's going on, Zach?
Well, it's just me, so everyone's going to be disappointed. No Porter.
Oh, no Porter.
He can hear though. But
this is the first time. First time. Zach, is this your first time?
On StreamYard, I mean that's a personal question, Dan. But yes, on StreamYard, yes.
On StreamYard, yes.
This is my first go.
Welcome.
I did do. I was on the inaugural hobby.
Yeah. I remember that.
On Hobby Hotline,
but our fee was too high, so we got kicked off of there. But yeah, we were asking too much money.
Yeah, I
What's
remember.
Up, Porter?
I'm right here. Hello.
How you
Hey,
doing?
little man.
Good.
Got him on camera.
Okay. Oh, see. As soon as the record goes, he gets all. He's on. Sorry, but I didn't think I'd be able to hop on, but I thought I could hop on quick because I know I've been pretty active in talking about the trading card database because that's been instrumental for Porter and me with getting back in the hobby after a 30-year hiatus, and then Porter being brand new, and there's just so much to take in with all of the new product that's out there. So I thought I'd join the conversation.
That's cool. Yeah. I found trading card database when I first got back into because I was looking for a way I wanted to have a way to like document what I had, like you said, but I started going more into doing everything to where I put my PC in, and then I started putting all my extras in because I found the trade aspect of it, and that's the part that's kind of it's gotten a little wonky over a few years. Some cards, there's been a few trades that's fell through, so some cards aren't on there that should be on there, and then there's some that are on there that shouldn't be on there. And I've found like lately I've had to when I get a trade offer, I have to double check to make sure I still have the card before I even accept because of stuff like that. So I've kind of contemplated on just I don't know if I want to delete my account or I don't want to delete the account, but I want to delete everything on there that wouldn't like the Freemans and the Dale Murphys and just pick it up with that and just do away with the trade aspect of it because
have you made any trades on there, Herman?
Oh yeah, I've made tons. I built probably I'd say about 80% of the Braves cards I have in my the binder projects I have came off a trading card database.
Okay.
So yeah, that was my original intent when I started it was to do it strictly for the Brave sets. So yeah, and at some point when you're done, which I don't open a whole lot of wax anymore or get a whole lot of bulk. So at some point you kind of get stale inventory and everybody's going to look through it and nobody really wants it. So.
Well, I know Zach's had 200, 300 trades or a lot more than.
Yeah, we owed a lot of credit to Jenny Miller. So it was on Hobby Evolution that we were talking about just doing some random trades here and there. And she recommended going through there. Porter and I, during lockdown, we went through and cataloged, I would say about 50 or 60,000 cards. Yeah. We were bored. And I do not recommend doing that because now to get that genie back in the bottle, it would be tough because, if I say, okay, delete all these doubles, I delete all the Frank Thomas doubles, but also all the Danny Darwin doubles. So it would actually be a little bit of a task. So if I'd recommend anybody joining it, really to try and add PC cards, do the trade, just focus on what you want to sell or trade, what you're looking for. And that will probably make it easier. But now that we've added everything, now it's almost like we just continue. We add everything that's on there. We've done, probably I think close to 300 trades, and it's awesome. The other great part about Trading Card Database is there are so many cards, especially for those of us from the 80s and 90s. Where you had no clue that these cards even existed. A Carlton Fisk, Squirt card, or all these random Broder cards that are out there and uploaded that probably don't mean much to some, but for having a random PC or like Kin with Dale Earnhardt, and I don't know how many of the different versions are on TCDB, but you could spend weeks uploading your want list. And the advice I gave to Cooter today was I found 2 or 3 different Pudge collectors on there, 2 or 3 different Bo Jackson collectors, like Gnarly Core. I know he's active on Hobby Twitter. And, when I find some that I know are doubles for me, he's got cards in the same PC that are doubles for him. And I'd much rather send a Bo Jackson card to somebody else that likes that person than just some, random collector. Because then I feel like, well, we're, helping each other out. So that's been really cool, especially for someone like Carlton Fisk, because not a lot of people collect him. He was never really a hot item, and he still isn't a hot item. So when you find somebody else has a passion for it, it's a lot of fun. Porter, did you have anything about TCDB you wanted to say?
No, but he is one of the 20% of Pudge collectors out there. Not the original Pudge, not the later Pudge. Ivan Rodriguez.
Very good that you pointed that out. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, we make that's actually written upstairs. We have a house 10 commandments, and that's one of them. That Ivan will never be called Pudge in this home. It's only Carlton.
Well, I saw your previous video and you mentioned that.
Only right. Carlton.
I want to get back to a question that John had asked about. It said, "Do you guys ever run into disagreements over conditions when trading on Trading Card Database?" Personally, I haven't. That's the one thing that I've noticed. There's a lot different from trading card database versus eBay is most of your collectors on there are set collectors or PC collectors. They just want the card. They don't care how you ship it as long as it doesn't get torn in half or bent in half or whatever. As long as it gets there, and Ken, you've done enough trades on trading card database or heard enough about it to know people on eBay would never. I mean, you get blasted on eBay for the way trading card database people ship cards.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Trading card database was where I first learned the, 3 pockets across of the sleeve and how they fit in and all that.
Yep.
I would love to send my player lots like that from eBay. But yeah, no, I mean, how many negatives would I have now? There's no way in hell.
Yeah, you get slap blasted for even thinking about doing that.
Mm.
But yet, I've probably
show up and fine. They show up and I never had an issue where the way someone shipped it caused a card to get damaged. Now,
Yep.
I've had some low condition ones that I wasn't happy with, but it is what it is. It's a dime card. It's annoying because then you got to go put it back on your want list again. But a lot of people shipping like that and never had an issue.
Yeah,
I would equate that thought process as far as not expecting the card to be shipped immaculately or even be in really great condition. I would compare that to buying like a card on Sport Lots. Yes, you'll try and like line up all the near mints or near. I forgot if it's I think near mint is the best conditioning on Sport Lots. So if you see a card in there you want and you do want it for good condition, if you're going to buy on Sport Lots, you're going to buy as many as you can from that one seller. At least that's how I approach it.
I wasn't going to throw Sport Lots under the bus because I do like them, but I mean, you bring up a good point, and I've had a lot more issues with the condition of the cards that I've received, or if I've even received the correct cards from Sport Lots than I have trading card database. But again, I'm also not expecting to trade for a PSA 10, quality card. So my expectations are also low.
right.
But yeah, I've had a lot more condition issues with Sport Lots than I have trading card database.
Yeah. I was going to say that the little 3-sleeve deal you're talking about with the binder page, I've gotten at least 100 or more shipments, different shipments now, not cards, but different shipments of those types of packaging. Never had an issue. Every one of them come here just fine. No issue whatsoever.
I mean, it's
and
like
the first time I get a card shipped in a one touch, it gets destroyed. So.
Yeah, and again, it's on those things like there's the debate on Twitter that I'm like, I don't understand. I'm not going to pay $4 shipping for a $1 card. So kind of equating this to the trading card aspect. If I pay $1 and $1 shipping, and the whole envelope is creased, the seller didn't do anything. I took my risk because I wasn't willing to pay $5 for a $1 card.
Mm-hmm.
So I just equated it to the same, it's a gamble. But when I'm buying or trading in this case, for again, a bunch of commons, 99 times out of 100, it's going to show up fine. So that one time that it sucks, but the other 99 times more than make up for it.
On the condition aspect, one thing that I started adding in my trades, and almost everyone I say, I'm more than happy to scan and send pictures if you'd like to see the condition. Otherwise, the condition of these cards, I'd be proud to have in my own collection because they are in my collection. And I've not had one person ask to get the pictures because usually if you just present it that way, at least it shows them, hey, I'm conscious of understanding. And some more vintage collectors will call out in their bio, I'm looking for VG plus from, 85 on. Before that, I get it. There's love into these cards. So I think the sweet spot for us is usually 10 to 12 cards. And we've steered away from some of the 18 cards, like really getting them in there, doubling up the stamps. But we've not had any shipping issues. And in fact, I think it's Bean and I don't know. Was it Jenny who also went away from putting cardboard in the PWE? We were doing that, cereal boxes and some of that, and now we've just gone to a piece of paper and the 9-pocket or a couple of what do you call those? Ziplocs, team bags.
Team bags, yeah.
And those, we've had no problems. Knock on wood. And it's a really cool, inexpensive way to get the cards you want. It's cheaper than a dime box.
And both stopped doing that too.
That's correct.
Yeah, and I was going to say, dang it, I lost it. It was there and it went away. But yeah, I was going to say something. Oh, feedback. Once I start seeing people have 10, 15, 20 feedback with no negatives, I just don't worry that much about it, because at that point, if they're trying to pass off poor grade cards as near mint, they're already going to be busted. So it's one of those things where the combination of, looking at feedback and just calculated risk. Okay, I'm doing a non-machinable, an extra ounce stamp. I'm putting 88 cents or whatever that total comes to, and my trading partner's doing the same. Again, 1 out of 100 may show up wrong or show up screwed up, but 99 out of 100 is I'd be a hell of a batting average in baseball.
Yeah, and another thing too, not always, but 9 times out of 10, a lot of your trades on trading card database is going to be common for common or semi-star for semi-star. You're not trading Hank Aaron's and Mickey Mantles and Mike Trout and such on there. So if something goes wrong, you're out 58 cents and a couple of dime cards, penny cards.
Exactly. Calculated risk.
So.
Well, I think in trading card database, half of it is how you take care of the mistakes. We've made mistakes. Other people made mistakes with us, and hey, you forgot to send this one. Oh, thanks for letting me know. And then you fix it. That's half the process. Is just
that just happened to me. That just happened to me a couple of weeks ago. Going back to what I said earlier about some of the cards that I had listed not being in there. We had a 5-card trade going, and I accepted it and went to pull them, and I was missing 2. So I instantly went back to his want list and started looking to see if there's anything else I can replace it with. I found 4 or 5 others that he needed that I had. So I mentioned it back. Hey, look, I don't know what happened, but I don't have these 2, but I have these 4. I can send those to replace them. Well, he agreed to it. But then when I packed the envelope up, I forgot to put the extras in there. I just sent him the 3 cards. He messages me back and tells me, I'm like, oh, shoot. I look over on my table. They're sitting right here. I pull them out. I tell him, I said, I put them in the mail in the morning. He said, well, send me a stamp and I'll send you these others back. I'm like, don't worry about it. Just use them for fillers somewhere. I don't want them back. So.
And that's back. Yeah, and that's back to the, oh, man, I lost it again. I'm having a rough night tonight. Oh, just, that's not going to show up in feedback because you're still going to leave positive feedback because you still were taken care of. So even if something extra had to be done, like I said, people in general aren't going to leave you a negative just to be a jackass like they are on eBay. So, yeah, like I said, once I see 10, 15 trades completed and completed with other people that I know, because, you go to different people and you look at their feedback and you see the same guys over, the same Phillies collectors. There's like 3 or 4 Phillies collectors I did multiple deals with over time. And you see those names you trust and they know what they're. So, yeah, it's just part of the whole experience.
And I will say this too, that I've noticed, and this may be an opinion, but it seems to me like that a negative comment or negative feedback on trading card database hurts more on trading card database than it does on eBay.
It's definitely now, yeah.
I don't know why, but it just seems like a lot of people that have they just have just one negative feedback, and if it's recent, then nobody wants to trade with them, or they say, well, yeah, I'll do it, but send me yours first and then I'll send you mine.
Well, like I said, I only use it for my PC when I get cards or when I want to upload a checklist so that PSA. I don't know. Apparently, PSA may or may not be looking at TCDB when they're doing their research for like a Korean card or Japanese card. So I always try to upload the checklist. But anyway, my point was that sometimes I go in the forums just to see what's going on, and you'll see people lambaste another seller for not sending their cards or just like flaking on them. So you will see those posts in the forums if you ever check them there.
Right. And Steph popped in here before we came on, and he showed me something that I had seen it before. And Zach, I don't know if you've used it or not, but the Rip-A-Pack feature, have you done it?
No.
It's pretty cool. Let's see. Is it still in here?
I'm sorry, what website is that?
It's the Rip-A-Pack.
What website?
Oh, wait, maybe I have. Is that where it goes through maybe the top rated cards from that set? If you do like 86 tops or
No, it's like actually opening the pack.
oh no, then I have not seen that.
Well, let's see.
Well, while you're looking that
I'm trying
up,
to
I
pull
think
up
that's one
mine
of the
to
best
see.
parts about trading card database. And Kin brought this up probably about a year ago. I think when you all approached this topic, there was some piece of feedback that Kin had for trading card database. He's like, I really wish it could do X, Y, Z. And I think it was at the point of trade matching, just making that into a trade right then and there. And within a couple weeks, I think I sent Kin a private message saying, hey, they fixed this. And because it's user based, I've seen in the last year them update a lot of stuff that's made it a much better site and made it easier for people to interact with each other and trade. Even some of the stats that I was showing you today, seeing who your most routine trading partners are and how many cards you've traded. So it's a user run site, and it just continues to improve. But as I've seen in some of the comments, I mean, it does take some accountability and time to stay on top of it and up to date.
Yeah. So when you go to your profile, you go down the features, and it's Rip-A-Pack. It has like 52 tops, 63 flair. Let's see, I did the 52 tops earlier, so I'm gonna do the let's do the 87 tops, see if I get a Bo Jackson. You click on it, and then it pulls up the pack. Come on. Of course, my computer's gonna be slow. Here we go. It'll start opening the pack for you. It's just like it'll be a card for every pack, and it actually gives you the gum at the end of it. I just thought that was pretty neat. I read it, but I had never clicked on it and actually done it.
Now, can you do that with any set?
They have, what was it, like 8 sets. It was 52 tops, 63 flair. I know the 86 tops was in there, 87 tops, 89 upper deck.
They needed 84 tops.
Wade Boggs. This is a 14 card pack. Is that right?
Sounds about right. Herman's gonna have to get Trading Card Database to sponsor the show.
I've reached out to them. They won't answer me back. Not about a sponsorship, but look, I mean, this even has the Spring Fever baseball insert card. And then, well, that's about right. It was always in the middle of the pack.
They should put the gum on the card.
Yeah, it actually comes at the end on the 52, so I'm assuming that's what it'll be here. But
I put it on the back.
Ironically, there are people that want that insert or the holograms or the puzzles cards. Like there's on Trading Card Database, people want that.
Yeah, I've got mine listed on there. Oh, I just realized it shows you the back. I didn't pick that up a while ago. Now, how funny would it be?
The card.
Now, how funny would it be if the last card in the pack had the gum stain on it?
Hey, Mickey Tettleton.
It would work. Man, this is a big old pack.
I think it may just keep going.
No,
Billy Joe Rubidoux.
It'll stop. There it is. There's the gum.
Look at the gum. It's all intact.
But I thought that was pretty neat. I mean, especially if you go back to let's see, where we at here? If you go back to some of these, like the 52 tops, it'll pick, 63, the 64 tops, 81 Donruss, 86 tops, 87 tops, 89 upper deck. And I'm not sure if these change or if this is just the only packs they ever do, but I just thought it was pretty cool. And like I said, I've seen it, but I had never partaken in the doing of it or whatever. But what Steph said here. Yeah, very EPAC black. I think you had said that earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely seems a little bit like EPAC, except on EPAC you got to pay for it.
Steph says if only if there was a second year McGuire in there.
Yeah, definitely not a rookie.
It also says the 89 upper deck includes the hologram card. So, I mean, it's just like opening a pack. I mean,
We have a mini King Kong in our camera right now.
What's that?
There's a cat that was trying to get on here.
We're pet friendly. They can get on.
It's a mini King Kong.
I don't think Stella would jump through the screen, would she?
And he just
Nah,
turned
she's
5
good.
last week.
She's asleep over there in front of the window.
So Steph says they are adding more cards slowly, or more packs. That's pretty good. I mean, like I said, they stay, like you said, I mean, they stay on top of it. They're constantly adding stuff. They're constantly improving stuff. And I guess the fact that, like you said, it's the site's run by its users. I mean, the users add the checklist. The users add the pictures. So I guess it gives the creators more time to do stuff like that. Peeps, welcome. Peeps pop.
There he is.
It's just in time for us to sign off.
Yeah.
Our mini King Kong.
So Porter, when you gonna jump on here with me for an hour?
Huh?
Show off some of your cards.
Okay.
No, he said, when are you going to come on for an
Yeah,
hour?
we're gonna have to get
We
you
got-
on here. We're gonna have to get you on here one night and let you show off some of your cards.
Okay.
All right, and there we go. That's signed contract there.
We'll see how my doctor's appointment goes next Monday. Maybe he'll have to be the emergency fill-in.
Well, I told Porter today that the White Sox are going to sign Ohtani, and he was all excited. I said, "Yeah, I don't know. Somebody in the White Sox media leaked it. I'd like to see what they were going to offer for Shohei. Let me actually see what was on the table.
They would probably
That's a fake story.
They would probably offer like Jose and Luis.
Well, I saw where they were saying that they kind of dangled Ohtani out there just to see what his market worth would be. So, but like you said, it was like a carrot. There's like, nah.
That would have been pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having us on. This was a fun chat.
Thanks for jumping in. And Porter, I'm gonna take you up on that.
Okay.
Keep up the good work, guys, on that channel.
Yeah,
Hey, thank you.
And keep it up.
Keep them
All right,
coming.
have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Dan, I appreciate you jumping in. Appreciate the scenery you gave us.
Oh, sure. No
I
problem.
think Cooter was a little disappointed that you turned around because he said he was enjoying the sunset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It was getting too dark. I couldn't even see anything.
Really?
All right, guys. Yep.
All right.
All right.
Well, take
All right.
care.
Take care, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care, Dan.
Bye.
Well, we made an hour out of it.
And with that, we are out.
We're out. All right, guys. Take care. See you back here next week. And hopefully we'll have another guest.
Let's say, yeah, mystery potential special guest.
Yeah. We won't name no names because I don't want to put
Yeah.
my foot in my mouth. But take care and enjoy your hobby, and see you next week.